I wasn't. Sometimes I do size like that scripted. This wasn't one of those times. Before I get into the review of this film, I just have to say, major content warning. I am not joking. This is not a film you should watch if you have issues with, as in, like, past issues with, triggering content. There's a lot of drug use. There's drug use in this film. There's SA in universe of a 16-year-old, because it's Laura Palmer, for fuck's sake. I'm having a difficult time talking about this film, and I've been struggling to write this script because this is one of my favorite films, even though it is one of the most brutally horrifying films I've ever seen. It's one of my favorites because of its pure, unadulterated persistence to stick to this vision, to show you that this isn't something that should be made light of in any way, and it should not be softened for the casual viewer's comfort. Something like this, a topic like this, should not be softened or coated in any kind of soft coating to make it palatable to moronic simpletons who think that that's better. No. A subject like this should be treated with all the severity that it deserves. And I will hear no one debate me on this. What comes in through the window may be terrifying, but it's practically a comfort to what comes in through the door. I love Twin Peaks. All of it. I mean, sure, there are some episodes of season 2 that are less quality than the rest, but I still enjoy them. It's just a great show. The original run of it depends on this picture-perfect, pristine image of Laura that everyone in town forms for us surrounding her death. One that's seen many times throughout the show and even a few times in this movie, though usually in frame next to the real Laura. And no doubt anyone even unfamiliar with the show has probably seen at one point or another. After this image has been established, what we experience within the show is a small-town American soap opera that is psychologically and emotionally fractured by the shocking and horrifying act of violence made against it, which puts subtle cracks in the image of the town, and that get larger as the sick, impulsive underbelly of greed and abuse that the town's surface pretends doesn't exist is slowly revealed to us for everyone in Twin Peaks. And for everyone in Twin Peaks, the ordinary starts to become bizarre and vice versa in a grief-induced dreamscape. There is something to be said about America in that light as well. The cracks that we pretend don't exist, because if we give them any credence, it will make us seem like monsters, which in a way we are. I'm just going to say it. The genius of this movie is that it immediately sets out not to observe the cracks anymore, but completely eradicate the foundations of this image, not as a cynical means of shocking us, as many seem to think on the initial release, even though most of the details of Laura's lifestyle were revealed in the show, for fuck's sake. I'm so fucking sick of these goddamn morons who think that anything shocking is just a cynical grab to get you. Sure, sometimes it is. Other times, you fucking have to show these things, because not showing them is tantamount to treating the subject matter as not as serious as it is. I fucking hate any piece of media that downplays shit like this because, oh, it might hurt some people's feelings. Oh, it might hurt some people's feelings. What about the fucking victims that have to go through these things, huh? What about them? Anyway, but as a means of seeing Laura as a living, breathing person, rather than the romantic memory everyone projects onto her, and truly experiencing and understanding how abuse, especially abuse wrapped up in affection or family, can turn everything you know into a living nightmare that can't be numbed, can't be understood, can't be bargained with, and how easy it is for those surrounding it to ignore the signs. Lynch strips these events of the lighter, dreamier qualities of the show, and many of the attempts at simplistically solving them, and instead conceives them as one of the most empathetic reckonings of pure horror I've ever seen, deploying a surreal, non-stop, visceral assault of those signs that refuse to let us avert our eyes from Laura's immense suffering and openly weaponizes our knowledge of exactly how horrifying and terrifying it's going to get. So when we eventually do arrive at her death, everything before it is so much fucking worse. There's a sense of genuine relief when it's over for her and us. Recontextualizing the founding shock and horror of the show into a perverse, ethereal mercy, which is just such an incredibly, brutally sad idea to me. And Lynch's visual realization of it is still among the most harrowing and traumatizing film experiences I think I've ever had. It's a testament to Shirley's performance here, filled with so much humanity and complex shading with regard to Laura's feelings about her pain and the performances she masks them with, that I am drawn to return to this film at all. Because even though her entire existence is agony, you want to spend more time with her. Maybe she'll find a way to escape. Maybe it doesn't have to end this way, right? Cue season 3, The Return. Honestly, I can't. I honestly can't talk about this film for long because it's genuinely horrible. Just some lines from the movie now. Do you think that if you were falling in space that you would slow down after a while or go faster and faster? This is one of those lines where knowing what happens makes this so much worse. Faster and faster, and for a long time you wouldn't feel anything, and then you'd burst into fire forever, and the angels wouldn't help you because they've all gone away. This is an extremely nihilistic film in the sense that it doesn't depict any way out. And I genuinely, I mean, there is a way out in reality. There is, but this isn't reality, this film. It definitely depicts it probably the best because I've looked into this and apparently people have said it's an insanely accurate depiction. And I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, the evil in this world will never be explained. The good guys, complicit, looking the other way, spending an eternity trying to solve the wrong case. Innocence is destined to be tortured and corrupted forever, and the only solace, death. Yeah. This is one of my favorite fucking films ever, and I I can't even explain why without. Well, I can. It's incredibly well shot. It's incredibly well acted. The subject matter, while dark, is handled in such a way that it transcends the film itself. And I genuinely think could help people in some way. I don't know, probably not. But it's so good that I guess there's yeah, you get it. Thanks for listening, I guess. Yeah, bye.